Hi there, this is also with a new process video. First of all, I want to thank you so much for all the lovely comments I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. You have been so sweet to me, and I'm so very thankful for every single comment I've gotten, and it inspires me to make more videos, so thank you so much. Today I'm sharing a layout I did with one of those just experiment cutouts that I did with my cameo, and for this one I just filled a 12 by 12 with rectangles with a slight rounded corner, and then I cut it in white, and now when I look at the layout, I wish that I had chosen paper of a more darker color. I don't know which color, but at least not white. But anyway, this is an experiment, and I wanted to fill those rectangles with the pattern papers. So I choose a line from it's called In the Woods by Lawn Fawn, and I got the 6x6 paper pad among the first 6x6 I ordered, and I have used it not that much and I really regret buying it because it wasn't my style, but in this case I wanted to use the small print to fill these holes in the paper, so I decided to pick that collection because it fitted the theme that I have for this layout. And now I want to warn you who might be arachnophobics, because this will feature a spider photo, and it's it's a close-up, and the spider is rather big in the photo, but in the reality it was perhaps 12 millimeters, half an inch. I don't know. No, not half an inch, much smaller. But anyway, say a centimeter or so. But we got a really good photo of the spider with the mobile phone, and I wanted to document the photo because the photo was great, and I don't like spiders, but I like the photo. If you get what I mean. So I wanted to save this photo for the future, and this was a nice background for that. I am just using the pieces cut out to trace the pattern paper that I need to fill the hole, and I think that was a nice method, and I think that I will try to remember it for when I do similar layouts in the future. And I thought that different patterns fitted different rectangles, so I tried to use the small print where it showed the best. I had no plan when I did rectangles, so some of them are actually larger or longer than 6 inch, and that gave me some problem, but I used the solids and the patterns that were easy to piece together to form a larger block. One of the papers had small borders, so I used those to give a little bit more interest to the pattern papers that didn't have a lot going on. So there, for example, that dotted paper got a little border, and I will also place a border with the orange piece there where I will do my journaling. I think, for example, that this page would have come more to life if I had used perhaps a brown piece of cardstock as the base, and perhaps not chosen then brown for that huge block there, but anyway with another color than white. I would have liked that better. But this was an experiment, and I'm pretty pleased with how the page turned out eventually. What I'm doing now is that I'm tracing around every hole in the white paper. I'm writing on the white paper, and I'm making different kinds of lines. I do squiggly lines, and I do like stitches, and I do line and a heart, line and a heart, and lots of those different kinds of lines that I could come up with. And I thought that went pretty well with this kind of naive theme that a paper has with these the little deers and the cartoony kind of figures. I had a couple of photos to choose from, but it's this one that I will be using. It is a kind of a forest spider that we have here. We have no dangerous animals like poisonous animals in Sweden, other than those that only people allergic to can be hurt of, like one kind of snake that's a bit venomous, and also the wasps and those usual annoyances. And the spiders aren't in any way dangerous for humans, but they are scary to me anyway. But I try to not be scared, because I don't want my kids to be scared of spiders, because they don't need to be scared of spiders. So when we are in the forest, I always point out, oh look, there's a snake, and oh look, there's a spider, come look at this fun spider. But really I'm not very fond of them myself. This spider was pretty big for being Swedish, and we just came close to the ground, and it was red, so it was very visible on the ground, and we took a picture. And so this photo is an enlargement, very much an enlargement, I must say. And to make it really pop off the page, I'm placing the photo on 2 different photo mats and on foam tape. You can see that I really want to enhance the impression of this creature. The journaling will be about just what I told you. It's a page about the photo, not about the spider. We were impressed that we could get this a good photo with the mobile phone camera. Those are really good. I often get better photos with my mobile phone than I get with my SLR camera. The title for this page will be Imse, vimse, spindel, which is Swedish for the child's song Imse, vimse, spider. And I cut it out in the most creepiest and spider-like font that I could find. Now I have forgotten what it was called, and I really need to start writing down those font names when I use them for future voiceover reference. I also cut out a couple of these offset, just like text boxes, and there I write words that pretty much mirror what I think about spiders. And it's like bug, 8 legs, and woo! The longest tile there, which I'm working with now, it is the name of this kind of spider, and it's kvadrantspindel, or I have no clue what it might be called in English. Those words can't be translated via Google Translate, so I'm totally lost there. Anyway, it became too long, too large for this page, so I needed to make it all over again, and then I remembered to record my cameo work, so you'll see that in just a couple of seconds. I will be fiddling around a bit with the placement of the title, but I think this is the one that I'll be using, and then I tried to use the other blocks there to overlap onto as many of those pattern papers as I could. and now I realize I have to redo the biggest one there. So I open the Cameo and I choose the text tool, and then I type the title in the way that I want it to be, with into rows, and then I want to make it into a whole piece with the offset effect. And now I select the text so that I can center it and make it into the right font. I use Arial with the bold effect, and then I press center. You have all those buttons in the text style box there. Then I go to object and modify offset, and I press the offset button and I change the distance so that I will get the upper line and the lower line into one piece together with the text. So I try a couple of different distances, but it doesn't work. So I go to edit and undo, and then I pretty much step back in time so that I get what it was like before I did the last step. I go back to the text style box and I lower the I decrease the line spacing, and then I go back to object and offset again and try it again. This edit and undo is really useful, and when you're in a learning process it is perfect. You can go back and you can redo and you can undo and just try out different versions. Now I'm just pressing that little arrow with where the distance is determined, and so that I get a larger number, and then I press apply, and here is the piece that I will be cutting, and I think it looks really nice. And when I press the print or the cut button up to the right, you can see it a little bit better with the heavy outline there. And here is the cut piece. When I saw this video a couple of days ago, I realized that a couple of years back I would have saved all those letters that I cut out there to use on future projects, but I don't do that anymore. Here is some close-ups of the finished page, and I am so happy that you have been watching. Thank you so much for all your support. Take care. This is Åsa. Bye.